cars. And, for the longest, there was a side of me that I just kept quiet, where I was like, I don't even know if Christian hip hop sees me. And It's a weird way to say that.
Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time. Team Freedom. Yeah. We not through yet. All right. Trackstarz Music.
What's going on? You in the field with the Trackstars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right, this segment is sponsored by J. LeBron. J. LeBron just released Hallelujah. It's available on all digital platforms where you can find music, all right?
Yo, guess who we found? What's up, Gawvi?
What up, yo?
How you doing, man?
Dope. Quarantining.
Yes, sir. Good to see you again, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, man, so big stuff, man. Heathen. It's out.
It is.
How you feel?
I feel amazing. The response has been crazy. So it's officially a week now. And I love the whole release about it. I wish we could have had music videos, but you know how it is right now. Everything's on lockdown.
Yeah.
I wish I could be on tour coming up pretty soon, but again, lockdown. But other than that, just feeling good. The response has been amazing, and just feel blessed.
So Gawvi, my first question to you, my first question to you was there any thought in your mind to push back because of the COVID-19?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pushback that me, the team, and Reach Records, we were like, yo, this is probably not a good time. And then we also thought about it some more, and then it's like, oh wait, this might be actually a good time. People are gonna be in their house all day, really bored. So at the beginning, at the beginning of all this Corona thing, it was kind of just taking a risk. We didn't know to what level this was gonna be. We didn't even know how long it was gonna be of a lockdown. So mostly we just wanted to bring hope, and just knowing that people will be home listening to music and just watching TV like we're all doing. I think this was the right time to do it.
I think the album is incredible, man. And we had the pleasure of overhearing it when we were at Reach's studio a couple of months ago, or a month ago actually.
Yeah.
And I remember you and Butter P telling us that you took an approach on this album where you kind of made your own samples. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, with this album, well, a lot of my projects, I'm a type of person that I love to make stuff from scratch. I take pride in my production. That's like my strongest part of me. That's who I've been for so long. And I've always looked up to guys like Kanye and just all the legends, right? All the legendary producers. And what I wanted to make sure that I did that was different is create my own samples and then make the beat around that. So in layman's terms, it's basically I'll create like a jazz song, or I'll create a gospel song, and then from that song, I'll chop it up and make a beat out of that. And I just love the process of just, making music. There's limitless ideas,
Yeah, that's dope. I've always wanted to do that, because when you go back and you hear old soul samples, you're like, man, can producers today actually go back and make those songs and then sample them like they're like make a hit? Can you actually make a hit for back then and then sample it and make it a hit now?
And I really wanted to encourage a lot of younger producers. What I'm noticing, so I have a group of friends of mine that they're all amazing producers. And I noticed that a lot of the times before, like a year or two ago, they would consistently be like, yeah, we got this sample from Splice.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Splice is dope, but I want to see what you can create from scratch.
Yeah.
Don't just get me a sample that you didn't create. And that's been like our competitive, just say you and playing basketball with your friends and be like, yo, you can't shoot that three right now.
Yeah.
We would have that competition inside the studio. That was really good and made us better. And that's the game that I just love is let's push it. We doing Christian music, let's make it the best of the best. So yeah.
What do you say about producers who are still trying to figure out their own sound? Because that's something big right now. Is like, especially in mainstream hip hop, you always hear like,
For sure.
like you listen to radio or if you drive and you hearing radio, it's like the song, it could be the different artists, but the beat sound the exact same. So what would you say to artists trying to create their own sound? Producers trying to create their own sound?
Man, it's a journey. I remember when I first started off, I was garbage. You know,
I don't
Come
believe
on,
that.
man.
I don't
What's
believe
the name?
that.
Still bang, bro.
I don't believe none of you're saying.
Superstar was crazy. Some early
you
Raymond
bringing
Soul
it back.
was crazy. You know about G Styles?
Listen, there's like songs that it was dope. But then I also do listen back at stuff where I was like, man, you really relied on that sample, or
okay, gotcha.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a journey as a producer, there's a journey as an artist, there's a journey as, you know, just in everything that you do in life, there's a journey. And for producers that are starting off, man, enjoy that journey. You're not going to be the best at the beginning, or you might be the best at the beginning. You know, there's just, everyone has their own story. And I just hope that everyone puts in the hours. Sometimes people think there got to be a plate handed to them. And I'm like, bro, there's a lot of time and craft into this. So yeah.
So let's talk about Heathen itself. What's the concept behind the album?
Yeah, Heathen is just a weighty word that I really loved. So every single album process, I get to talk to all my boys and my pastor, and we just talk about life, see where I'm at, and then we go through like old memories. And that word heathen really popped off a lot in conversation. At first it's like joking, and then second it's like real serious, and then we get into the nerdiness. I've said it in a couple of interviews where I describe what the word is, the biblical meaning. And I noticed that the word got lost in translation so many times. And I realized that's who we are as human beings, right? Yeah. We're so complex, we're so bold and so detailed, but then sometimes we get lost in our own translation, whether it's someone missing their identity and who they are in Jesus, or someone just not understanding who they are culturally. There's just a lot of layers that I feel Heathen embodies that I just love. And you hear in the project, it's a full project that really dives deep into all of that. And what I narrowed it down to is three things. Heathen, the actual meaning of heathen is ethnicity, right? If you go to the Greek word, then biblically, the way King James uses it to translate into all the other Bibles, because it's only in one Bible version, they use it as Gentiles. So we taught theology behind that. And then third is what we know it as today is sinner, right? Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure that all those areas and everyone doesn't feel too far away from this message, this gospel that God has given us in the word. And yeah, the heathen, whether you are a heathen or whether you're being called a heathen, you know, this is for you.
Dope. Mm-hmm. Very cool. So I want to get into the songs because everybody that knows me, when it comes to music, I don't like save like a lot of songs. I have like a sacred like list of songs that I saved that I'm like, yo, these are my joints. And I don't do that often, but I found myself saving a lot of the songs off of here because they felt special. Which ones were like your favorite to work with?
Oof. Every day the vibe changes for me of what is like some of my favorite songs in that album, because I love the whole album right now. It's fresh and new to me. So when I play it and I'm studying it because I'm getting ready for whenever doors open for tour, you know, but we're getting the show ready. Right now, Vanity. I like Vanity because it's a side of me that nobody's really ever heard. Yeah. I started off as a rapper when I was like 12 years old, and that was my first passion. And I started making beats because, you know, we didn't have YouTube to take beats or SoundCloud to take beats off back then. Right, exactly. You know? So I was making my own tracks, and then that was my passion. So Vanity just has like a special place in my heart. Who You Gonna Be has a special place in my heart because of Israel Hohen. He's like a legend and a hero to me, and now he's become a good friend where he's like always like, yo, reach out to me whenever you have any questions, let's talk. And we talk, and man, it's just wild to even say that, you know?
Yeah, it is dope. That's cool.
This album has been an experience for me.
That's
I was going to
amazing.
say that too. I was going to say that Who You Gonna Be really stuck out to me because it did have Israel on there, but it was also just like everything on this project to me was like the perfect album for somebody quarantined, right? Like you had every style going on this project where people could just turn it on and just go through every track, and they could get worship in, and they could get dancing in, and they can just get like you know, that self-reflection in. Another one that I really felt connected to was All of Me. Talk about that project and what was the concept when you were putting it together?
Yeah, it's the thought of someone going, yo, you're such a heathen, bro. And you kind of feel like attacked, right? You're like, yo, what? And you start questioning your own life. You know, there's a lot of times where I just question myself where because sometimes in Christian hip hop, if you try to do something different and it doesn't feel familiar, it feels unsafe. So then you feel this attack once you start getting bigger and bigger, and you're like even questioning yourself. You're like, wait, why do this loud 5% of people go, he's worldly now, or he's secular, right? And I started thinking about it, and I start having prayers with God where I'm like, God, when you see all of me, do you see a masterpiece, or do you see my sin? And it's that fight of worthiness. It's that battle in between, that when God really just sees a masterpiece, he does see all of you. So that's like a moment in the album where I get to just pause for a second because it's an interlude. And then my favorite part is the ending of that song, where that's actually my old Hispanic church growing up. One of the worship leaders, he's talking in Spanish, and there's a famous thing in Spanish churches where it's un grito de júbilo. It's just basically a scream of jubilee, you know, to his name, glory, you know, just all that breakdown. So awesome. It's reminding myself, go back to that place of who you truly are. Don't let the noise distract you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, man. So what about climate change? Talk about that, man. I mean, just the music on there. Talk about your bars on there. Just give us a taste about what that was and why you name it Climate Change.
Yeah, Climate Change. It was just a fun song. I got my boy Klesso and Wordplay on it. Literally, we're in the studio and we're all talking, and we're just talking about where Christian hip hop is going, where Christian music is going, and we're just talking about how Lecrae has broken down a lot of doors for us, and just a new season, RG, everyone. We're like excited about everything. Wande. And then I get in the booth and I'm just like, climate change, don't eat lames, I need God. And I'm just thinking about like everything. It's just a playful song. Like, this is the new us. This is a new season. I told in another interview where I'm like, I feel like this is a real season of, for the longest, Christian hip hop has been fighting to like breaking doors and getting a seat at the table in events and award shows, whatever it may be. And I feel like right now it's becoming popular. Like Lecrae and Cross Movement, everyone, like they've made this huge. Like we talking about Jimmy Fallon, we talking about Grammys and stuff like that. But now where Christian hip hop is, I feel like it's such a norm and consistent, steady, fluid thing where it's not just one band thing. It's like, yo, you got multiple guys that are just killing it. This is a climate change for real right now. Christian hip hop is on top, and I love everyone that's part of it. And I don't care if anybody try to bash it. Like, I got a lot of good brothers in here.
Yeah, no, that's real. I'm curious to see how Gawvi sees Gawvi, because I don't know if you know how we see you. We see you.
That's interesting.
Because I listened to the album, like, I don't know if this guy knows who he is. Like, we see you, the three of us, because I remember meeting you. Do you remember this, Ryan, when I had to go down to the mall and you guys had that installation up, and you were letting people hear the 5 on It sample song.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
I went there and I saw you and Alex Medina. That was the first time I met you, and I remember asking you if you used Logic because I was a Logic user. And from the moment we first heard about you, like we see you like we see Timberland, Pharrell. You see what I'm saying? We don't see you as Christian rapper producer guy. Like we see you on that level, and I wonder if you know that. I don't know if you know that when it comes at least the people who know what's up. That's where we put you as far as producers.
Yeah,
man. That amongst those names, because those are my heroes. That's an honor, and thank you for that. No, I don't realize that. As far as for the longest, there was a side of me that I just kept quiet, where I was like, I don't even know if Christian hip hop sees me. And It's a weird way to say that.
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
And I don't know. It was always just like a little voice in my head that I never really like spoke out about it. And I don't feel a need to. Like, I don't need someone to praise me or something like that.
Right.
But it was a thing where I was like, yo, you were the youngest kid in Christian hip hop to ever start and be that consistent. And just thinking about the history of where I started in Christian hip hop, I was like, whoa. But then I always felt like I wasn't invited into conversations. So then I was like, I guess it's okay. Like, just keep on moving forward. Yeah. Not that I need it, I
think it's a lot of people's experience. So don't feel like, we feel that way. We feel the same way.
Yeah.
But I ain't trying to give you a big head or nothing. I'm just trying to tell you that when it comes to us, we think you're a superstar, bro. Like, and man, don't take none of this in. Honestly, don't take none of this in. But don't take it in. But I just want you to know, like, as far as the gift that you have, we see it. We see it. Yeah. So just be encouraged. Like,
thank you. I appreciate
the level that you've gotten to, the work you've put in at mastering your craft is obvious. It's obvious, and the fact that you can be a producer and you can also put out records where you're the star of the song as well. Like, a lot of people can't make that transition, but to be able to put it together the way you did, like it's great. It's great.
Real. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I don't know how y'all felt. But to me, I'm gonna put this out in the air. Kanye needs you on the next project, bro.
Oh yeah,
that's the vibe. That's the vibe I heard. I was like, yo, this sound like this should be Jesus's King. To me, I ain't trying to gas you. I promise you, I'm not trying to gas you. That's honestly what I was in my head. I'm like, because let me tell you why. Me and my wife were doing this thing where, like, we were trying to figure out who the greatest rapper was. So I on Spotify, you could put in your K or your Q or whatever, and I put it got down to Kanye versus like Drake versus Jay versus Lil Wayne, Andre 3000. So I had a bunch of Kanye songs in my list. So when I was trying to listen to your album, every time one of your songs ended, it went to a Kanye song, and I started being like, yo, I didn't notice a drop off at all, back and forth. I'm like, yo, Kanye needs this man, because you would know how to bring the best out of him. I believe.
Oh wow, you saying some bold words, bro.
I promise you, I ain't the one. People know I ain't the one to be gassing people for no reason. That's honestly what went through my head.
Wow.
No.
If I ever got into a studio room with Kanye West, I'd probably be shook and I would fail as a producer.
But you don't need to. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't need to. What I heard on this album was it's already better than what I heard on the last 3 projects he put out.
Man, I appreciate those words, honestly. I look up to Kanye a lot, so that would be awesome if I ever got in the studio with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Gawvi, I think you need to know too that one day I was just doing this back and forth, and I just wanted to go back and see all the different tracks in Christian hip hop that are like my favorites that you produced, and I think in some way you got to have credit given to you for building up CHH to where it is, because some of the songs that have made CHH the most popular, among people who are coming into this genre or listening to it, you produced them, and that goes a long way with a fan like me, where I'm like, yo, every time I hear a banger, it's produced by Gawvi, it's brought on by it's amazing, man. And so we really appreciate you being obedient to the Holy Spirit, in your walk and in your craft, but also just committing your talents to this, committing your talents to helping artists come up in this genre, because they need that help, they need that push, they need that spirit of excellence is what we were always seeking for, and so I just applaud you because you do a great job of presenting your talent through the spirit of excellence.
Man, y'all trying to make me cry right now.
Yeah, I swear, if you take any of this in too deep, man, I'm gonna be pissed. But like, I'm just being honest with you, man. Like, I really felt that. I was listening to it again yesterday to make sure it was fresh. Yeah. And I was just like, dude, like, I don't know if this man knows at least how we think. You know what I mean? I know I could imagine that you would have said what you just said, where you don't know if people really see it, because producers don't really get that much love, even though they're more than half of the songs that they love. You know what I mean? Producers automatically 50% off the top of the song that you love, and I know that you may not see the love because people don't go that deep into the credits to find out who did what, but we know what's up.
Yeah,
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's amazing.
So tell me about your favorite song. You kind of danced around it, but what's your actual favorite song?
I can't wait to perform Scroll.
Okay.
I'm big on performances, and I just love shows. So when this tour happens, man, Scroll's gonna be out of here. Really? I just know it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is a video coming for that? When stuff started, when stuff get back to quote unquote normal?
Yeah, when stuff get back to there's going to be a whole line of music videos coming out, but for right now we just chilling.
So be honest. You save beats for yourself? Since we speaking of Kanye, you saving beats?
Say that again?
You save beats for yourself? Like you in the session with Lecrae, and you're like, I ain't giving him that one. That's mine.
So, here's what's funny. My song Sin.
Yeah, I love that one. That's the one I said.
That's a banger.
That sample I made was actually was supposed to go to Andy Mineo.
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, this fire, man." And I was like, "No, this is crazy, Andy. Like, we need to finish this." My man took about like 7 months. I was like, you know what? I'm taking it. So I took the sample that I created and just made a different beat because I didn't want it to be the exact same thing that I was making for him. Yeah. As I just wanted to make it sure it was like my vibe and what I felt, right? So yeah, Andy, you slept.
It's crazy when you know something is special, but people don't see it yet. And they don't see it until you're done with it, for real. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sin was one of the ones I saved. That was one of the ones I felt it sounded special. Like beyond its time. Not Too Far is another one I saved. Like where it's like, man, it came on, it felt like we shouldn't be able to do this. You know what I mean? Like, we're high and, we want Christian hip hop to do well and blah, blah, blah. But deep down, I'm always surprised when we pull it off. Like, oh crap, we did it. That's it. That's what I've been talking about. You know what I mean? And those are the ones where I'm like, yo, this sounds special. It sounds special. Good.
Yeah. Hey, Gawvi, you touched on something kind of funny. I want to go back to it. When you're in the studio and you're working with the Reach artists, is there are you kind of like big brother in there, like giving out tips, and or are you just like letting the creative juices of their side flow as well?
So every artist on Reach, there's a different relationship I have with them. So like with Andy, he's such a creative, in his mind type of person that I just play the support. Every time I'm in the studio with him, I kind of just play the background, and whatever he needs from me, like if he just needs me to play chords and that's it, like not even drums, nothing, like, okay, I'm here to support you. With Lecrae, so this is a cool story. For the first time in years, bro, Lecrae came down to my studio in Broward County here, South Florida. And he's just in a whole different vibe. For the longest, Craig was always like, yo, Gawvi, get me a track. I need a beat. And I'm like, bro, let's talk in studio time, because I hate just emailing stuff. Yeah. And Craig's schedule was just super busy. Of course, yeah. He's a different machine, and he's the type of person, set up the song, send it to him, and we'll take it from there. And for years, I just haven't made any songs with them since Anomaly because of that. This time around, he's like, Gawvi, I'm going to sit in the studio with you and we'll do it. And literally at that moment, it was like a magic moment. We created Shackles.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
we were
dope.
talking, and then I pulled up the acapella, the original acapella from Mary Mary, and I just tuned it down and I started playing chords around it. And I was like, this is gonna be a cool, iconic moment for you, Cray, that I think we created with the song Nothing, just to keep that theme going. Sample something else, but let's do it in the gospel world now. It was Mary Mary, and I think that was cool. It was
my
cool
daughter
moment.
loves that song, by the way. She loves it. She kind of twerks to it a little bit, so I'm trying to work with her on it. But she kind of, I'm like, hey, hold on, we're not doing that. But no, she loves it. She loves it. And I have to admit my bias. I am a Broward County boy as well, so I am a little bit biased. But I promise I'm not speaking out of that.
Hold on, you from Broward County?
Pembroke Pines, yes, sir.
What? Get out of here!
Absolutely. So I am biased. I am biased, but
I love you even more now.
What?
I went to Flanagan High School, man. So yeah, I'm right there.
You're really from Broward?
Yes, sir. So yeah, I'm biased,
That's
but
wild.
I love my South Florida people, man. I love when y'all win. I love it.
Yes, this conversation just got better. Wow.
But I mean, honestly though, but Florida has always, for CHH Florida, it just got it, man. Like, it's something down there, especially in that area, man. It's something down there that you guys got.
It's a melting pot, man. It's truly melting pot. Like when I left South Florida to go to Atlanta, it was a culture shock for me to see how black and white it was. But in South Florida, it's everything down there. Like my family's from Jamaica. You got people from all over the place. You got black, white, Hispanic. It's like a true melting pot down there. And I think that's what's you can't reproduce that in a lot of other places. It feels like an island.
For sure.
It's it's special.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know you guys are looking at us like, ATO cool too. But
It is.
you know what I'm saying? There's nothing like South Florida.
It's just like literally every time I go back down there, it feels like a different world. It feels like a totally different place.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's a cool story. That's a real cool story.
That is dope, man. How was it? How was it like? How did Mary Mary? I'm sure because they had to clear the sample. How did they feel about their music and sample?
No, they were super excited. Cray and Mary Mary, they're all friends and they have a whole network. So literally at that moment, Cray just called her right on the spot and told her what's going on. So, and then of course paperwork and all that happened. So it was good. It was gravy.
Wow, that's dope.
That's amazing.
So who all was in the room on the outro song? Who are you talking to on
my
outro?
Heathen album? Yeah, it was me, Akleso, a guy named Wolf, my road manager Nando Bando, a producer called John, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to create that moment where throughout the whole album process, I had all my friends in the studio all the time. And there's even more people missing in that outro, like Romar Jesse, Cassandra. There's a lot of people that were just very heavily involved just for the vibes or helping me write. So I wanted to give that Kanye outro type of vibe, but then have like a group of a conversation. I wanted people to feel like they were in the room with us. Wow. And feeling like how our conversations felt and how much fun we had.
You mentioned in that outro that you felt like it wasn't done, like you weren't finished. And I don't think a lot of people don't really realize that most artists, when they're making something, they never really feel done. You just have to put it out at some point, right? Explain what that feels like to put something out that you could probably spend another month tweaking little details about it.
It's the worst feeling ever in this world, being an artist and a producer, feeling like something's not done. Just being a creative, it's the worst feeling like, oh, there's more that I could do. It was just like not too far. That song I did 2 weeks before I had to turn in the album because I just felt like the album wasn't finished. It was missing something. Then Not Too Far was a magical moment. So literally labels like, gee, we need the album if you want to make this album release date. Yeah. The album's never going to come out if you keep on adding new songs. And I was like, all right, fine. This is the last one and it's done.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm glad that got in there because I love it.
Yeah. Hey man, real quick, talk about Akleso. You keep saying his name, man. You keep saying talk more about what he brings to chilling with you, and then what do you do and everything. Just talk about your relationship.
Yeah, Akleso, I met him, man. I hadn't even come out with We Belong yet, so this is probably over 4 years ago. I was just a DJ, transitioning into being Gawvi, the artist. And I didn't even know what that looked like. I didn't even know I was going to be the singer that I am today, right? And then I'm doing a DJ set. B.O.B. invited me to be the opener for his set.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, this is super different. And then Akleso and Romar Jesse were there, and John. And I saw Akleso and them perform. I was just impressed. I was like, whoa, who is this? And then they get off stage, and I went up to them. I'm like, yo, my name's Gawvi. They're like, we know who you are. I was like, all right. And then we're talking. They're talking about all Raymond Soul stuff from the past. I was like, oh, shoot. And he's like, I'm from South Florida. And that just took me off the roof. I was like, wait, what? And we're just talking. We have so much in common, and just the hunger that I loved from him. So then we did a studio session. And then from that, we just became friends and worked on music for the longest. And I put him on my album Panorama. And then I put him on my album Heathen, this one. And now I'm working on his full project right now. I'm producing everything for him.
Wow.
So
that's going to be amazing.
He's honestly, all these people that I've mentioned is not me taking under my wing. It's literally a partnership of friendships that, man, we make each other better. Akleso has made me better as an artist. He's like, yo, G, you need, like Skull. Yeah. He made me redo that, I think, like 50 times. That song was rewritten so many different styles, so many ways it was sang. So we just push each other to be better all the time. And Akleso is next. Like, I feel like he's about to destroy this game.
Wow.
Like, he's out of here.
Yeah.
Dope. So we got to pray for this time to end so we could see you out on tour, see some videos. Because I definitely was looking for a video to play today. I was like, man, I forgot he's at home. At least just make like one of the joints with a handheld. You just walking around your house.
I got a few teasers that you could play on YouTube. Like I did a teaser for like Skull. I did a teaser for Vanity.
Okay.
Who You Gonna Be? So there's a couple options.
We'll put it in rotation, man. Because I told you, man. I'm not lying to you. I promise you. I love it. Love it.
He's not lying to you.
He's not.
I received it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna let you go, man. We appreciate you jumping on with us.
For sure.
Tell them again about the album, how to find it, all that.
Yeah. Heathen, new album. You get it on any streaming platform. And then follow me on IG, Gawvi, Gawvi.
Awesome, man. So when this is all over, we still got to get you in studio, man. Got to get you back in there.
I'm down.
Awesome, man. All right, you in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's up.
Team Freedom. Yeah. We not through yet. All right. Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up. Turn me off.